What is up, everybody? I'm your Legendary Commander, and welcome to Space Engineers. In this video, we're going to be using all scrap and showing you how to save these drills. Because in all scrap, you don't want to grind your drills. Those things are expensive, especially when you only have one piston mounted so far, and you haven't got even really good returns yet from the drill, because you also only have one drill. So how do we save those drills? How do we save that material that we put into those things? Well, first thing you're going to want to do is leave this thing at full extension. Full extension is going to help you the most. You're going to be trying to add as many pistons as you can once you're at full extension. And so we're going to go ahead, rather than grinding this down, we're going to lock the rotor in place, preferably on a horizontal angle or an angle that you can work with. It doesn't even have to be horizontal. It could be on the ground where that way you can reach it more accessibly. The location of where you lock it, aside from an inconvenient place for you to be able to reach the ceiling or the wall, isn't really that important, aside from just make sure you can reach it. We're going to do ours on an angle on the side of the wall. So as you can see here, I've got this thing locked to the side. You can do this with any block with a flat side to it. I just prefer to do a 2x1. I think the angle angles out better for what we're doing. You will also need a magnetic pad or a landing gear. Either one works as well. The next thing is to try to get this thing angled in such a way that when you rotate this object, the drills will rotate up into the block. Because what we're going to do, essentially, is we're going to place this block and add a magnetic pad. You may need to unlock your rotor and back it up just a little bit to get all this to work right. Once you've done that, you're going to place your magnetic pad and you're going to weld it up. Now you might think, well, this costs me resources. I don't have them. This is going to be far cheaper than replacing all these drills. So you're going to weld up this magnetic pad, and then you're going to attach it to the block up top. What you're going to do is unlock your rotor and push it up into that block. Now this is where you're going to see where my love for a 2x1 comes in, because this block isn't long enough. So what I do is I add an extra 2x1 piece to it. This will give us the length for what I was trying to show you. Once you get that piece locked, you'll see it turns green, whether it be your landing gear or your mag block there. And then you're going to go ahead to your rotor and either disengage it by locking it and turning the rotor off, or just detaching it in general. You'll know by the drills, in my case, turning off. You will no longer have power going to those drills. The next thing you're going to want to do is retract your pistons. And as we retract our pistons, you'll see that I'm actually detached and the drills are going to hang there. You can see us slowly slinking away from our advanced rotor. I do highly suggest doing this slowly. All of this you should do slowly, because you don't want to cause any jank, especially if you're surviving on a bare minimum number of resources and you're just trying to make ends meet. Let's not waste anything we don't have to. Now you do have to grind this part down. This part must go, which means you will be building another advanced rotor base. You won't need the head because the head is attached to the drill. However, if you ever break your head, this can be a good way to maybe also fix it if you can slap a rotor head and then attach the two pieces together. Especially if you have any vehicles that can lift it and reapply it back to an advanced rotor. So once these pistons retract, we're going to go ahead to the front once all our pistons are fully retract and place some new pistons. In my case, I didn't wait for all my pistons to retract. I didn't really need to, and I'm only going to add 1 or 2 pistons. You're probably going to add as many as you can. Remember also, once you apply these pistons, to add the shared inertia tensor to them to stop the bouncing, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of bouncing, which you're already going to have anyway with multiple pistons like this. Then what we're going to have to do, make sure you leave enough room, and this is where I had to go back and retract another piston. Your case, you need to make sure you leave enough room. Make sure to space it out. Do it all in frame first. Make sure you leave enough room for an advanced rotor, because you're going to need that room so that way you can reattach everything. Now in my case, I don't have to weld it because I'm now using creative mode tools instead, but you would have to replace with those parts, which isn't that much of an expense compared to, again, those drills, which are very expensive. Once that's all said and done, what you're going to do is take a piston, and again, do it slowly. You're going to push your piston forward. You can probably work with it fast at first, but once you get closer to that piston head or that rotor head, you're going to want to slow down because you don't want to break anything. And what you're going to do is when this thing gets on top of this rotor head, you're going to go and reattach the rotor head. You can do this through the regular menu system. Find attach is what you're looking for. Don't add a head, you want to attach a new head. In my case, I am going to use the Build Vision mod. which if you don't have it already, you should totally have this mod, because if you're already using all scrap, this is just a really helpful tool that should have been in the game, honestly. But otherwise, go into the menu, and you're going to do the same thing. This is just a shortcut to the menu. As you could see, I was kind of fiddling with it there a little bit, trying to make sure, and as we start to get really, really close, if we stopped, you hit the attach button, everything kicks back on. We're going to cut, not the magnetic block. We can actually leave that magnetic block, and we're going to go ahead and remove those pieces. Costed us a few steel plates, plus the base of an advanced rotor, but we have saved 4 drills, which is 480 plates at minimum if you're conservative, and in my case, it had additional steel plates welded in elsewhere by accident on one of them. And now you are ready to go. That's all it takes, and your drill is now ready to keep pressing on into the ground. Like I said again, make sure to go into the menus and do shared inertia tensor. This is going to reduce drill shake, which reduces the chance of you breaking your rotor head. Also, try to remember to keep pistons slow, that way you don't damage anything. But guys, that is my advanced tutorial with how to preserve your equipment with all scrap. But that's going to be it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure to tell your friends. But you all take care, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.